I look forward to this every morning, coming down and seeing the work from the day before. Wow. When you see it, you just turn that corner around the stairs. Wow, that really does look nice. I'm really happy with that so far. I'm hoping this morning or this afternoon, Turbo Steve's going to be able to break away from his job. He's got the decals finished. Once they're installed, we can do some clear on this. We have 5 more tires to change on our Uber fleet. It's going to be a busy next couple of weeks. But one of the things I wanted to do on this video, and I just ran out of time on the last video, we were doing a railing and everything, I wanted to show how I would touch up and repair some of these things that, like on this part here, there's a part, well, let me just show it. This is a good way to repair something where you know the part is oil soaked or cracked or whatever, and you just can't seem to get it to be repaired in the traditional way. This is how I would do it. Now, this is something we had, well, let me just show the part here so you get an idea. This part was just hanging on by a thread. It looks like it's still cracked up here too, even though we've repaired it with CA, and I wanted to, let me just flip this over. I did put a substantial amount of carbon fiber and fiberglass behind it, even up here. But as you can see, when I bring this back down, if I go to turn this, it's still, let me get up close, it's still cracked. So there's several things. The CA is capillary, so it goes into the bond. Every modeler knows this, but people that ride motorcycles sometimes don't know it. But if the CA has to bond to something solid. If it can't bond, if that material in there, and this is the lower part of the bike, subject to chain lube and oil changes and the dead bugs and the raccoons and things. So this part is really, no matter how many times we glue this, at some point it's going to crack. And I want to fix this before I put the clear on. So this is a good demo of how I would do it. Okay, the next step on this, you just trim off the overage. And it really doesn't even matter if you trim it off, because as soon as you go to sand it, it'll cut that right off. Now this is going to get buried in paint. If this were a part of the, let's say it was the top of the fairing where you would see it, you're never going to see this. The only reason I'm doing this is for me. Unless somebody's crawling around, or I've just run them over and they're looking up at the bottom of my kickstand or something. Or some squirrel. But just some 600 paper. I'm just going to lightly sand this off. It sands, because the CA sands beautifully. We'll be able to sand this in. I'm going to have to back mask this part and then just put on 3 or 4 coats of white each time, sanding it just a little bit. But that fiberglass cloth is going to get buried. Just basically get buried in the white paint. And when I cannot see the edges of it anymore, it'll be very easy then to just shoot the clear, or we're going to put the we still haven't done the decals yet, but that's my nuclear option. Okay, what this is, modelers use this to reinforce things. It's fiberglass cloth. It's e-glass for molding or repairs. Use with glass resin, well, we use it with CA, but that's beside the point. This is available from Brodac.com, and a yard of this usually comes in I think this is a yard. This is a really good material. It's 1.5 ounces. It comes 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 1.5 ounces. I'd like to use the 1.5 ounces here. So step 1 is wherever the crack is, I want to just lightly sand it. Some 600 paper, 400, doesn't matter. I want to get rid of all sanding dust. And what I'm going to try to do, and you never know if this is really going to work. Let me get it. Because the part that you're gluing, you're not going to get it. It's oil soaked. So I will try to glue this one more time. Rub the part down. But I know for sure that even if this does look like it's repaired, it's not really repaired, because that material in there is not real solid. And getting a good bond now, again, some 600 paper. I'm going to put a new coat of paint on this, so I don't really even care about the look of the finish right now. Now what I want to do is I want to show something that the modelers will all know about, but the motorcyclists may not. Really two cracked areas here. So what I'm going to try to do is make what amounts to be a piece of the cloth to go around this, out over the edge, a 1/2 inch. And that should, then I can sand that and bury this 1/2 ounce cloth, by the way. It's 1.5 ounces. It doesn't matter what the very light glass cloth gets buried in there. We can bury that in paint and just hopefully that'll be a permanent repair. Now some of this glass cloth has a chemical called Velon that, and it's important to know this just makes it, for our purposes, easier to use. Now this is not going to be difficult to do, but by laying that over there, again, I don't have to be real fancy about it. This material will bury itself in paint very, very quickly, but it's going to add a layer of strength to this that normally would not. And this is thick CA that I'm putting on here. And what I'm going to try to do is, just using a paper towel, a Q-tips, whatever the overage is, it doesn't even matter. It'll sand right off once this dries. But this will add, I hope it's going to add enough strength. And I hope we don't, I looked over the parts, well, last night I looked them over a couple of times, in fact. And there's 4 or 5 little things that I want to show how I would touch them up. None of them, most of them are, if you didn't even touch them up, nobody would know. Now this is just going to kick off nice and slow. I just let that sit for about 30 seconds. Now that's sanded out to where you can't, and I don't do it by looks, by feel. But it's going to need 3 or 4 coats of white. I'll sand it between coats. We're going to have to go over that. That's going to be, I'll just add a little extra white there. I don't want to reprime this. And that'll eventually just blend right in. Now I also have this little spot up here, so it couldn't be any more convenient. What I'll do is I'll back mask off just the white, leave everything back masked, and it'll be very easy then just to reshoot the white. Now what I'll do over the course of the day, I'll give that 2 or 3 more coats of white and lightly sand it in between coats. It'll just bury right off by the end of the day. That'll be a perfect repair.
It's like
these you got from Pete or not?
No, this is this I printed at home.
No, these are, okay.
I made these and I printed them. Now these are on that slide, water slide.
Yeah.
And this one's on like this kind of sticker, but I don't know if this is gonna. See, that's kind of not a really clear background there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No good.
Nah, you're gonna see the background.
Okay, I didn't know since we're clear coating it. So.
Well, these you have to coat with clear and let it dry overnight.
These too, right? I mean,
no, these you can just press on. These, if these are water slide.
No, these. Yes, those are the water slides.
Okay, these we got to coat with clear. It's got to dry. Yeah, oh yeah, it's got to dry overnight.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah. I didn't know if you made these decals for.
Yeah, but I thought we just put them on and then we coated them.
No. Here's what happens if you don't coat it. The clear, when you put it on, it'll bleed under here and it makes a mess. You got to put the clear on top first.
Yeah, so I had a little trouble.
Oh, there's one. Yeah, I see that.
I printed
Okay.
it again over here.
Okay. Well, we'll do them. Oh, you see, you got a little smudgy there.
That's why I got other ones too.
Now, do you think? Oh, was this the one you're ultimately going to use? Which one are you?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know.
I'm going to put them on there and see what.
Okay, now what I can do is I'll put a coat of clear on them.
Yeah.
That's number one. I'm painting a railing too, so I'll put the clear on the railing all at the same time.
Put Kawasaki on the railing.
Yeah, Kawasaki. We could do.
I don't know what.
You going on the red with black?
I was thinking just red on red, kind of stealthy.
It's your bike.
But I also like that because
I like this. Yeah.
It reflects the hollowness.
Yes.
I think that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. Well, if you don't like it, you can always sand them off. We got plenty of red paint left, that's for sure.
Can't melt anything, really.
Okay, we found a can of acrylic, and I think that's going to work because it'll dry in 10 minutes. And then we'll be able to do a test and see if these decals are going to be... You'll at least know... Ah, don't drop it! You'll at least know if this is what you want to do. So what happens, we got to spray the decal sheet. It's got to dry, and then we'll wait until it dries, and we'll cut them out. Now, while I'm working on doing Steve's decals, what I did, I just ran some sandpaper, and you can see the paint is still wet. Not wet, but it isn't cured, of course. But I can just about feel that now with my hand, but I'm going to build it all up with white paint. I don't want to put anything else on it, and it doesn't look like anything contaminated at all. So this is Max Acrylic Clear Coat. Yeah, this must be what I've used in the past. It smells like it. Oh, it's already dry. It's almost dry.
Acrylic, yeah. Acrylic dry.
Give it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we'll give it a shot. Okay, this is drying up. Not dry to the touch yet. While it's drying, we're going to get another coat of white on this. Now the idea, of course, is to let each coat of paint dry and lightly sand it just till you see whatever's coming through. But you can see that's going to be perfect when it's done. Now, Steve's stuff should have dried up by now. We're going to try to get these decals installed. Definitely not going to paint any clear today. Look at the day. It's clouding up and looking like it's going to rain any minute now. Glad to get this done while I have the outdoor time. So what we learned too, this is the sealer. We have a brand new no harbor freight blade.
You bought one blade?
Well, I bought 100. I'm going to give you the 90 of them. Oh boy, if you ever want suicide prevention, you just hand out those blades. You can't slit your wrists with them.
I got a bunch of these straight edges at home.
Yeah, what Steve is cutting on is called a cutting pad. And it's soft, it self-heals when you cut into it, but you don't chew up the blade, which the Harbor Freight blades are pre-dulled.
Yeah.
I feel like going back to Harbor Freight and demanding my money back, but I probably only paid 80 cents for them and it had a coupon. I don't know. Anyway, he's got his for his club logo to Saddle Bums. We're going to see if this works out.
It's not a gang, it's a club.
It's a gang. You know that Harley gang, the Sons of Anarchy? These are the Sons of Saddle Bums.
I like the
Oh, man. You need some fake tattoos, too, you know?
Sons of Arthritis, I saw that.
Yeah, we need some fake tattoos. See, now the objective of doing this is you leave just enough so the clear does not work its way underneath and melt the ink. What kind of printer do you have? Is this a laser printer or what is this?
It's an inkjet. It's
an inkjet, okay.
Hewlett-Packard.
Hewlett-Packard, okay. Yeah, what you're doing is perfect. And then just nip the corner, so you have no sharp corners that can, you know.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
Oh, I know you. I can tell. I can tell.
Way ahead of you.
It's nice working with professionals. And if you get a chance, send one over. You know, send Luciano over here.
If you know any.
Send Morgan. Morgan's the king of decals.
There we go.
Yeah, I think the motorcycle's going to disappear. Why didn't you make the bike white?
That's okay.
Oh, you want a ghost motorcycle? Like
no, you'll see it.
Like you're a criminal?
I don't want it to stand out.
Sure if that red is you're even going to see it.
I could see it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that matters.
It looks like you're running from the police.
Done that. Okay.
Okay, so start, get it level.
That's how I want. I want that like that. Okay.
Okay. So and then work it like a sunburst. Get all the water drops out of it. Yeah, I'll leave you some Q-tips.
Are these Harbor Freight?
No. Oh no. Those the one thing you always buy good Q-tips. The other one, they don't have real cotton. They have like I don't know what's on the end of them. It ain't cotton though. You can change the name of your club to the Ghost Bums or Saddle Ghosts or something. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Now, another thing I found that's good, if we were going to be able to do clear today, and we're not, of course it's getting ready to rain, but this is always better if it dries overnight. Because you don't want to trap any water underneath the clear. That's the theory anyway. Yeah, just keep what you're doing for a couple minutes. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so that fixative that we used seemed to work just fine. I'm not sure you can see the bike in here, but on the thing, but it's really on there. Okay. That looks pretty cool. No, it looks cool. I know when you get out in the sun, you're going to see that.
Where's the other sheet? Had the good ones on it.
Okay, we can put that in the bank.
As they say
in the bank, Frank.
Chip Foose garage there. It's ready for paint.
Ready for clear.
And Ariana comes in, she pushes it in all by herself.
Stunt double, paint double.
A little more.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is get it half off and get it all. This will be a fun thing to watch.
Oh, I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
And it matches the Ninja hollow lettering. Wow.
I got a little.
Wow. Oh, he drops the last one. Oh, no.
Which way is it?
Oh, no. Say it isn't so. I better get Mark Morgan over here to straighten that out. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. And now just, line it up.
I spelt it wrong. No. You could even turn that a little bit. That's nice.
You can move it up until the point that it's dry.
I mean, but you could curve it a little bit. See that? Well, I guess you
up to a point you can. Yeah, you can go around a curve, but you can't go infinitely, though.
I like that.
What I found out too is when you put, see, I do it with clear when I don't need to do it today. If we had overnight, I put clear in a gun. But then the clear is so thick, it doesn't want to go around corners. This fixative that we just stumbled upon here seems like it's fine. And you only need one molecule between the clear and the decal, so this is going to be fine. But the most fun of all is working with experts in the field. There we go. Look at the technique.
You said stumble. I said when it comes to stumbling.
Oh, wow. I hope you got... Yeah, that looks good, Steve.
That looks good.
You're bad. I'm firing Morgan. Morgan is toast. Yeah, get them lined up. I don't want Dale to look at this and say, oh, yeah, one decal is 1/8 of an inch further back than the front. Oh. Because one of the next steps we're going to do, and maybe even tomorrow, we're going to start working with John on his decals, FZR decal set. I think with all the lighting in here, you really don't see that, but out in the sunlight, you'll definitely see that. Okay, so all the Ninja stuff has been decaled up. Well, we are ready for clear. The only thing can stop us, Steve is going away for a while, going down to Texas, and I'll try to get this clear done while he's away. And I left the FZR part right under one of the other illustrious heating vents here. I'm going to try to get one more coat on that before I go get my grandson. So there is a point at which I don't want to, once I have this that I can't feel anything going on, that's as good as it's going to get. I'm going to put one more coat on. I just don't want to take any chance with any of this that my white isn't white. And maybe that's a good idea because I see there's just a little spot where it's not exactly as white as the rest of it. It's underneath the bike, the kickstand goes here, but you know what, I'll see it. For sure, the single most important thing with doing this kind of a job when you want to bury something in paint, let each coat dry. In this case, if I have a heating vent, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours would even be better. If you live in some sunny weather, put it where it's 80, 90 degrees here, but we don't have anything. Everything's about 62 here. But anyway, as I do this, to get that last coat on there, what that's going to allow me to do, I hope, I have a couple other little tiny, and I mean they are tiny, little spots that I want to touch up. I can airbrush some of them. Some of them I just need to scrape away a little black on it. But I'm going to, it's an ongoing thing. Even after shooting a coat of clear, I'll be back doing little touch-ups, little spots you sand through. It's endless. It's absolutely endless. But that's the way you get to the end of the job and people look at it and they can't find a mistake. So that, I think, was just, I hope I was able to convey my thoughts about how I went about fixing that. And we tried some very easy ways. That was the nuclear option. I think it worked pretty good. And we just beat, it's unbelievable that we did this. It's just starting to drizzle out there. I see the sidewalk is a little bit wet. So, once again, we made it and just beat the rain. So one of the things I did in the last couple months, I've been downloading every picture that I could that had any of the Yamahas that have these stripes, or any paint job that I thought I could steal some ideas from. I've got a whole computer file of, I don't know, probably 100 or more pictures, and of things that I like, things that I don't like. So when I get together with John and we do this on the computer, where we access each other's computer, and he basically does the work and I take the credit. That's the way it works. But I want to come up with some really very unique logo for that, a logo for the side of the fairing. Not sure about the tank, they got choices with that. It's going to be just one of the most fun parts of the job. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and it's always fun to work with Turbo Steve. And all I can say is it's getting more exciting every day working on this. It really is exciting to me. So thanks for watching.